What's up guys, my name is Marcin and welcome in another Photoshop tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to create this kind of dramatic, really intense scene in Photoshop. As you see, I show you how to create rain, how to create a water on the street, how to add this drama contrast, and how to add this really intense and dramatic colors, and how to add this kind of evening effect, because that image was actually day image. Take a look how looked our basic image. It was something like this, and I turned that image into something like this. You have to say it's really impressive. It's completely different and it's really great effect. Personally, I love this and I hope you're gonna like this as well. So I show you how to turn that image into something like this. Let's start, no more talking. So I have to remove all these layers. I stay only with my basic layer. Delete layers. There we go. That's our basic image. It's not really impressive, it's just a regular image. Even quality isn't perfect. I've got that image from Pond5. If you are interested in, check the website Pond5. You could get some files, media stock files for free if you would like to check my landing page. But anyway, you could find similar images on DeviantArt or even different kind of websites. So I believe it's not a problem for you. At first, we have to duplicate this basic layer. And I'm gonna call this shadow and highlights. If you have watched my last tutorials lately, you probably noticed that I really love shadows and highlights. I use this in every tutorial, but of course I use this because it's a great tool. Shadows and highlights are really great. It helps to improve our image, it helps to add some really nice color effects, it helps to add some contrast and the drama into our image. So click image, adjustments, and then shadow highlights. As you see, our image are changed now. If you can't see all the options, because I'm not sure if default settings has all the options available, no bother. If you have something like this, just click here on the small box, show more options, and there you go, you have all the options available. So I'm not bothered about shadows because my shadows are really light, I think, so even I could make this a bit darker, about 20%. But the thing I'm really bothered about is highlights. As you see, our sky isn't really impressive, and if you would like to add some rain, and I would, we need some clouds. So how to do our clouds available? Just drag the amount of highlights on the right, about, I don't know, maybe 70%, maybe even 80%. Then you could create all the clouds available. If you have different kind of image, I don't think you need shadows and highlights mode. But if your image isn't really perfect, if your clouds aren't really so visible, it would be great to use shadows and highlights to improve our clouds, of course. So I'm not bothered about color correction as well and about mid-tone contrast. I count here only because of clouds, so let's click OK. And our base is almost ready. So now we have to turn that image into a kind of evening image, because it's still day, into kind of night image, so we have to make it a bit darker. So what I'm going to do now, click this small icon on the bottom and then go into hue saturation. And in hue saturation, I would like to take down some saturation, maybe about 40, because I don't need so many colors. And of course I have to take down lightness about 50%. It's really dark now, as you can see. It's really dark image. But that was something I wanted. I wanted really dark image. So what I'm going to do next is colors. We need to create our colors effect, this bluish, dramatic, cold effects, color effects. So click again the small icon and then click gradient map. We have to create our own gradient map. At first, let's start with shadows. For shadows, I would like to select this kind of blue color. It's really nice, I think. This something like this, maybe. Of course, it doesn't matter now because we can change these colors later. So it's not problem if something would be not perfect. And then highlights, and for highlights I would like to add some yellow color, even orange color would be great. All right, and take a look how it looks right now. Maybe change blending mode for soft light. It works perfect for me. Soft light is the best choice, I think. We could change for overlay, but overlay it's like totally too strong. The same with color, for example. Color is too colorful, so then we had to change our opacity to 50% maybe. So I think the best choice is soft light. Take a look. I think our color are okay, for example, but as I said, we could change these colors if something would be not really well. So now I think we don't have enough contrast, right? So the things I'm going to do is add some curves at first. Not so much really, just a bit to add some contrast. Maybe that image is too dark, so if it's too dark, change lightness. Of course, no, actually it was quite okay, I think. So, and I would like some shadow on the street. So create new layer, then select color black, select brush. I select this kind of round soft brush, and then flow about 20. It's really okay. Flow 20. Look, I think it looks much better now. And here. So our image looks really dramatic now, really dramatic, really. But drag this layer under a curve layer. And on the curve layer, I select 50% because it was a bit too strong. Yeah, I think now it's much better. So now I finished with my background actually not background, but with color effect. So I would like to add all these layers into groups. So press Shift, select them all, then press Command and G or Control and G if you working on Windows. So second part is our lights. At first I start with front lights of this car, and then I would like to improve that colorful lights on the car. Maybe we could add some lights here on the sorry, but I forgot how it goes. On the lanterns actually. So I start with front lights of this car. To create this, I use polygonal lasso tool. Take a look how I'm going to do this. Let's do this under our group 1 layer. I change the name for colors effects, color effects. So let's do this under our color effects layer. Select, create this kind of shape. On our lights. Then click the small icon, go to solid color and select color white. Then change blend mode into overlay and change opacity into 60%. And then of course another line. Something like this. And again, color white. Change blend mode into overlay, 60%. That's okay. But of course it doesn't look natural, so we have to click filter, blur, and make it a bit blurry. Gaussian blur, okay. And about 20 pixels is totally okay. So let's do this on the second light, blur, Gaussian blur, and again about 20 pixels is okay. If it's too strong, we could clear this part here actually. So to do this, select brush, color black, soft flow about 20. There you go. I think it looks much better now. Maybe it isn't really natural, but maybe I made a mistake with that line, but I think it's quite good, quite okay. To improve that front lights, create new layers, select I download some light brushes from DeviantArt. Of course, link is in the description if you are interested in. So I select this one maybe, or maybe this one would be great to improve our front lights. Color white this time. And double click on our lights. And here. And I believe it looks really great now. Maybe even not. You could change blend mode into overlay if you want, but it's not really necessary. I think normal mode would be great as well. So it's much more intense. So I think we could stay with normal mode, and of course all the layers from the front lights into the group. So select them all, Command G, and there you go. I'm gonna call this front lights. After this, let's create new layer above color effects. Select color blue, soft blue color. Let's select brush. I found some light brush, as I said, on the DeviantArt. Link is in the description. Size about 100, 800, I think. I select this one. And let's try. We could try with flow at 20 actually, or we could add flow a bit stronger, but then 100, not 1. But then we have to change blend mode into soft light or overlay. I think overlay would be great in this case. And then create new layer, select color red. Like this, and again single click somewhere here. It's really strong, so let's change into overlay. It doesn't work really well. Try with normal. And you can manipulate, of course, it's up to you what you're gonna choose. About 25 maybe. Something like this, it's okay. And now let's call this blue and this as a red color, red, and create a new grab for this, color lights. And alright, it's done now. It's really strong and intense. Of course, if something is too strong for you, you could change opacity. Always, like, there's so many opportunities, so don't bother if something is too strong, because we always have control on this. Just remember. And now it would be nice to add some shine, but first maybe we could add some lights into the lantern. So above front lights, create new layer. I'm gonna call this lantern. Select other light brush, maybe something like this. Of course, change size. Click here. Of course, wrong color. It has to be color white. And there you go. It's not really perfect because, as you see, our lantern is dark now, but anyway, it looks not bad. We could try to make it brighter, but well, there's no sense to do this. Then create new layer above all those layers. I'm gonna call this shine because I would like to add some shiny colors on our street, on our car. So select soft round brush like this, flow at 20% again. Change blend mode into overlay. As you see, it's really great effect. Maybe some here on the fire, some here on the sky, and of course some shine colors on our car. It makes that car really impressive. Take a look how great it looks right now with some shine. So it's much better. So we almost finished with all the lines, effects and stuff, so it would be great time to add some rain actually. So create new layer, and select color black and white, go into filter, blur, actually render and clouds, select clouds, then click filter again, render and fibers, and variance would be great, about 64, strength can be at 1, okay. Now again filter, blur and motion blur, and angle about 75 is okay, and distance about 100, 120, it's totally okay. So now we have to add levels, and into that levels add clipping mask, create clipping mask, because we'd like to apply this effect only into that noise layer. And the first stop cursor, drag it on the right side, maybe something like this. I think it's enough, and check it now on the layer number 3, change blend mode into screen, and that's how it looks like. Maybe it's a bit too strong, don't you think? I think it might be too strong, so change opacity into 30%, and maybe we could change our levels a bit. Maybe something like this, but it doesn't look really well here on the edges, so make it smaller, then click right and free transform, it's going to be a bit more when I do something like this. Alright, take a look now, and I think now our rain looks quite natural maybe. And actually this rain is maybe too wide, don't you think? So of course we could leave this like this, we could change opacity into 30% even, and it looks quite natural, but I think it would be a better idea to drag it down under our front lights layer. Take a look. Again, click right on the levels and create clipping mask. I think it looks a bit more natural with when it's under our color effects actually. Maybe we could change opacity even into 70%, even maybe stronger, even maybe 80, but it still doesn't look natural for me. So what I'm going to do now, I would like to add some water, because as you see we have rain, but everything around is really dry, so it doesn't look natural. So click File and let's find water stock image. I found that image on DeviantArt, link in the description of course. 1920 size, its proper size, then drag it into our project. And change opacity, of course, even to 20 or even into 10%. Has to be really soft. Maybe something like this. We could try with different blend modes. I think natural, in this case overlay or natural would be the best one, the best choice. I try with natural and opacity about 15%, yeah. So let's clear some part here. Let's clear this water, of course, flow at 100 now, and we have to clear the water from our car, and here maybe. And alright, that's how it looks like. I think it's really impressive now. It's really great, it looks really great. But we could add maybe some contrast into that image, maybe some final effects. I'm not sure what you think about. And let's think a bit. And actually I have a fantastic plugin, Perfect FX 8 free. There's not so many effects, but actually those effects works perfect in every project, and they are completely for free. If you are interested in, I put link into the description, but at the end you could add some effects by yourself, like gradient map, like curves, to add some contrast, for example. Take a look. But I'm worried that that image could be too dark after that, so I don't want to add curves now. So maybe I could add more shine color on the car. I'm sure I could. Color white, flow about 20, blend mode overlay. It's going to be really impressive now, really great. Alright, so now it's proper time for just final effects. press Shift Alt Command and E, or Shift Alt Command and Shift Alt Control and E if you're working on Windows. Final, I'm gonna call this final, the stamp, then click right and convert into smart object. As I said about Perfect Effects 4, but you could use some different kind of plugin. Actually, there is much more better plugins than Perfect Effects for free. And then Windows, if you use Perfect Effects 8 free or use Perfect Effects always, click Windows Extensions and then on one. Double click. Actually, I have to check some other plugins. I found a nice website with plugins with great effects, I think. So at first I would like to add adjustable gradient with maybe warmer color. It would be great. It's going to add some really nice drama. And layer opacity about 60, then add another layer. Maybe I would like to add some glow or HDR look. I think HDR look would be nice. Maybe that subtle. Yeah, I think it's really good, really great effect. I think it's done for now. I don't think we need some glow. Or maybe just a bit glow. And take a look how it looks now, how our effect looks now. Well, I think it improved our image. Maybe I could add more HDR look, but I think anyway it looks great. This image looks like really intense now, really dramatic effect. As I said, I love this effect. It's really easy to create this kind of image. It's not so much work. It don't take you so much time and it really looks great. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you create a lot of great images using this method, using this tutorial. So I hope this tutorial were helpful for you. Actually, this tutorial was helpful. I hope that. And see you soon in the next Photoshop tutorial. Thank you.